I think a valuable part of my research that speaks to the debates currently occurring in Congress is the debate that we just had over health care. There were several Republican leaders who said, basically we agree on 80% of the president's bill. It's trying to figure out that last 20% that's going to decide ultimately what the final shape of the legislation was. And of course, in the end, all the Republicans voted against it. And I think that is a major change that's occurring inside the House and the Senate. 80% would have been enough for Republicans to have supported the bill 30 years ago, and it's not enough today. And I think that's a consequence of the partisan warfare that they're having over the procedures. You'll remember at the when the president convened all of the leaders to come to the White House to talk about their issues with health care, the first thing that every Republican said is we need to scrap what happened and start over. And that isn't talking about the substance of the legislation, that's talking about the process, which indicated to me that it's very much a partisan, it's very much a procedural war going on Capitol Hill. And I'm not so certain that it's a substantive policy war that's occurring between the two parties. I think a real danger in doing political science research is a lot of times we try and make really broad claims based on the data that we're presented with, and we try and say have grand theories that we have evidence for. And the danger always is that next week there's going to be an issue, and someone's going to say that issue doesn't fit your data. And so what we know about party polarization is the polarization is different on different sorts of issues. So an issue like healthcare reform, where you have lots of interest groups lining up with the Democrats and lots of different and opposed interest groups lining up with Republicans, it's a natural issue where there would be lots of partisanship. But on an issue like financial reform, where you have lots of Wall Street people backing the Democrats, lots of Wall Street people backing the Republicans, it's generally going to be easier for them to reach some type of consensus. Because at the end of the day, no politician is going to want to claim that they're protecting Wall Street against Main Street. And so it's just a harder issue in which to demonize your opponents, or for the demonization of your opponents to have any credibility.